We all judge others, whether we like it or not. But what if I told you every time you judge someone, you reveal more about yourself than about them? Think about it. What are the things that bothers us the most in other people? They're usually the things we're insecure about, unsure, maybe we have problems, maybe we've been sad a lot in the past and that's our belief. That's what we judge people about. It's not really about them or their behavior, it's more about our beliefs. And that also goes vice versa towards them. And don't get me wrong, we judge to categorize people into good and bad, or like us, similar to us, or different than us. And yes, judging is built in our nature. Hundreds of years ago, people had to decide whether they're going to survive or not based on their judgment, based on the few seconds that they have, the first impression, the first thing they see. Do they have to run or they can go? Do they have to fight or they can be friends? They had to know immediately. So judgment is always been in us. This is not that it's something that we decided to do now because now we're all jealous and that's why we're bad judgment. However, today isn't always about survival. We judge based on our experience, values, and unfortunately sometimes about our insecurities. Imagine you're out with a group of friends and there's few new people and one of them is very loud. One person is gonna really like it and it's gonna decide that this person is charismatic and amazing, and another person is gonna judge this person as awfully loud and attention seeker and why is he not shutting up? But in the end, the judgment is not about the loud person. It's about what happens in each individual's head and what beliefs they have and what is inside of the head of each observer. And here when it gets interesting, our judgment is often projection of our own struggles, things we are not so sure about, things that were always against us through the life, things that we brought from home, from friends, from our surrounding, from school, from work, from everywhere. And what we struggle about, we usually get triggered, kind of, and that's how we react. Let me give you another example. Maybe you judge someone for being lazy because they are actually able to relax, and instead of working 7 days per week, they work 5 days per week, which is a normal thing to do. Instead of doing 10 hours per day at the office, they do 8 hours per day for which they're paid, and it's totally reasonable for them to do it. But you judge them as lazy because you've been said all your life that you're lazy if you're not waking up in the morning on the weekends, when you're not doing your homework right after coming back home, because you're not doing XYZ according to someone in your surroundings. Usually it's stuff that it's back from your childhood, maybe teenagehood, maybe it's people at school. It doesn't matter, but it's kind of like encoded into your head. And that's how you later see people because it was said so many times to you that it's kind of your belief. That if you don't do XYZ in set amount of time, that means you're lazy. It's not that you're relaxing, that you're spending time to free up your mind, or that you're just having me time. For you, it's just being lazy because that's how you've been taught. So again, we often criticize others based on what we struggle with. So what if, instead of judging people, we use those moments to actually learn something about ourselves? I actually want to challenge you to spend one day whenever you judge someone, not even out loud, in your head, you actually try to figure out in your thoughts, why did you think this and this? Why specific situation makes you decide that this person, I don't know, has 500,000 subscribers on Instagram and you thought, yeah, for sure they bought them. Or that you thought about someone at work being promoted and you say, oh yeah, for sure it's because she's hot. Or something like this. Like I'm coming up with the examples, but it can be anything in your day-to-day life. And I challenge you for 24 hours to just realize how much and why you judge people and what outcomes does it actually give and where does it come from. I think it's a very interesting exercise to do. And I would like you to see what you learned from those moments. But let's be real. Sometimes judging makes us feel better about ourselves. If I decide to call someone superficial because they care about their looks or they have special type of clothing or fashion or style that they are using, maybe deep down I feel insecure about my looks, about my outfits, about my way of approach around fashion. It's a quick way to lift up ourselves, but does it actually help? I wouldn't say so. It's kind of like scratching an itchy place. It's nice at the moment you scratch it, but later on you're actually irritated and the wound is still there. So yeah, it wouldn't be the best coping mechanism. So what can we do? Next time you judge someone, just take a pause, catch yourself on it, and ask yourself, what does it reveal about me? what this situation, what this judgment, what these thoughts tell about me, myself, and I, not the other person. You don't care. I mean, you don't care. You do, because you just judge them. But why? Why did you do it? So when you're thinking that person is so fake, maybe ask yourself, why do I care so much about authenticity? Why does it matter so much to me? Or instead of when you think, oh, they're so lazy, ask, why do I put so much value into productivity? What is the cause? Where does it come from? Where those beliefs around my judgment comes from? And this simple thing shifts judgment into self-awareness, and self-awareness is growth. So by just giving few seconds of thoughts around it, you're actually growing, you're actually understanding your things. And if you journal, I really, really recommend you to put it into your journal and just pour out all your thoughts over there. But now let's flip the sides. So what happens when other people judge us? When someone says something about us? The truth is that the judgment of you is just a reflection of them, their experiences, their values, their insecurities. If someone says you're too ambitious, maybe it's because they've been said their whole life that they're small, that they will never achieve anything. And maybe their parents or siblings or anyone else in their childhood was actually bringing them down. And you cannot really control how much others judge you. But what you can control is how much it affects you, how much weight you put to their words. And in the next video, I will actually talk about choosing people you surround yourself with. And this topic is very relevant. Do you want to surround yourself with people who have similar, different beliefs, who are judgmental or not judgmental, who say out loud what they think or not? Who do you want to surround yourself with? So just to conclude it all, like a final takeaway that I would like you to remember is that what you see in others tells something about yourself, not about the other person. And what others sees in you tells you about them. So next time you judge someone or you feel judged, just take a step back and think, what's going on here? Both to yourself and to the other person. You don't have to emphasize to them the question, what's going on? Why do you judge me? You should start thinking about it. But maybe it's a question to you, does it happen often? Do they bring me down? Do they bring me up? And the same for you. Are those judgments makes me feel better, or they actually mean nothing and it just shows who am I? I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever had a situation in the past that you realized that your judgment, your thoughts tell something about you, or is that concept totally new to you? Let's talk in the comments. We know over there. I'll happily get to know your version, if you agree or disagree, or if you ever had a situation like this. And remember, judgment is a mirror, not a truth. And this way, I would like to finish this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, I would be very happy if you would hit the like button. That helps me a lot with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel. I talk a lot about lifestyle nowadays, thoughts, a little bit of how my life changed around it. So if you're interested in this type of topics, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And here I leave you the previous video and the 75 Magda playlist. That is a challenge I post every single day here in form of shorts. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and I'll see you in another video.